job tough. King band from a top bump. If I got it, I'm a cop, son. Roll it with me, he gon' pop, son. Let you know before you start, son. Yeah, start, son. I'ma share it if I got, son. I'ma share it if I got, son.
To the questions and all that, but like I said, for you, because I know you personally, I was with you when you first started, you know what I mean, making your music, but you elevated on another level, bro. I'm just being a real dude and telling you that, bro. Like you really elevated on another level. So, know what I mean?
Appreciate that.
So with you now being on this call, I'm just gonna give context to the people that's gonna be tuning in. Basically, we were having a competition for the best music that would be joining the digital platform, and T5 Hudson was one of those contestants with the best music. He just dropped a new album. I'm saying, and kind of want to talk about it, the processes, kind of like the motivation behind it. You know what I'm saying? So, floor is yours, man. Just talk about your latest album, some of the motivation behind it, and kind of just, obviously you carrying the brand right now, 305, and kind of what it means to you, how you got
Uh,
started.
we can start with the 305. That's really the whole reason behind why I'm still here, basically. That was for my man She that passed away. You know, as you well, you know him. But
Rest
for the
in
people
peace.
who don't know, you feel me? Yeah, I got him tatted on the arm and shit, like little
Mhm.
jersey. But yeah, other than that, that's where we started, man. It was like his room was the trap, basically. That's where we was at. That's 305. So that's the college days. For people who don't know, Sheed was like I said, 305. 305 was like a couple of us, but it was like he got killed tragically, feel me?
Mhm.
But uh he was a real stand up person, you feel me? He was real 10 toes, like my earliest days, you feel me, like with y'all, but she just not here. So it's like for me to keep going, I feel like I gotta live for him, you feel me? She living through me. So it's like
Mhm.
I feel like that's the reason why I'm keeping going. You feel me? Like the last one of my last memories with him. You feel me? Like last time I seen him, like we had just played one of the songs. Like when we was just making music, and we played something trash for him. Like it wasn't trash. Like, it's trash to me just because I got better and I progressed over time, like you said. But like just looking back at it, it was just like the support that I was getting from like my friends and everything. Like she was one of the persons. Like he was just like he listened to it. He was drunk or whatever. Play. Like, he listening to it. He didn't even know it was us. He was just like, "This you?" Like DC had told him like, "Yo, this Troy. This phone just
Right.
T5." He like, "Nah, this ain't you." He's like, I'm like, "Bro, it's dead ass." He like, "Nah, ain't no way." He started dapping me up and shit because like. And he ain't hear our music before, so he was just like, it was like a genuine, you feel me, reaction. So it was just like,
Right.
and that was like damn near the last like time I saw him. You feel me? So it was just like shit like that is just crazy, but it's just like a lot goes into it. Like the conversation we used to have. Like he from Syracuse, so it's like he's still never been to the city. Like and that we had plans for him to come to the city. Chill at the crib, yada yada. So like and it was just like all that stuff. Like somebody so full of life. Like when you lose somebody that's just so full of life, like it's different when you lose like a older person in your life. When you lose somebody that's just like your peer, like somebody you hanging out with every day, somebody that's just like, nigga, we ain't hood niggas, we ain't street niggas. Like the way we hood niggas, but we not street niggas. You feel me? We not niggas that's actually we was in college. Like
Right.
so for somebody to like fall off track or whatever, like get off track and then get back on track in the middle of everybody that's like falling off track, trying to get it together, to see him like fall off track, get back on track, and like be that little motivation and that role model for like the kids and everything that he was doing, like, and then to lose him so suddenly, like it was just a lot, like, and it was like I said, it was just like I felt like I had to keep going for him. That's the importance of 305. That's why it's tatted on me. Like, and the friends who lost him with me, we know like we just got to
Mhm.
keep moving forward for him. So that was my biggest thing about it. That's what 305 mean to me. So that's why I'm gonna always say 305. Y'all gonna hear 305 in the beginning of every song. Y'all gonna see me living life. I'm gonna always say 305 just cause it's
I
bigger than the
feel that.
numbers.
I feel that. I feel that we definitely dealt with she's death. like that. And definitely try to live through him through the music. But let's talk a little bit more about, kind of like where you started with it. What was some of like your motivations that really got you into making music?
So when I was like young, I used to like poetry, but I kind of lost love for the poetry and everything because like
Mm,
growing up, I used to watch people basically like we used to poetry was like if you depending on the class like I know for English we had to do poems or write poems for homework and all that.
mm,
And growing up, I used to like actually go home, write my poems, go over it, make sure it was good. And I used to watch, I think we had English like after lunch. I used to watch all my friends like bullshit and like write a poem and like at lunch, like just some quick shit, some bullshit. And we go to class and we damn near like I probably get like a 90 something, 100. These niggas getting damn near the same grade. And I'm just realizing like nigga poetry, anything. You feel me? Like so it was just like that kind of like threw me off, but like over time when I started hearing beats and everything, it'll be like, all right, maybe I could separate myself from them people and like just put my poems on, over instrumentals. And that kind of like gave me more pride in a sense. And then I got to college, and you know how niggas be, they just be drunk, rapping.
right,
And it was a lot of freestyles, basically, a lot of freestyles in college. And it was just like, I don't know. My experience, my reason, I could say I could literally say I was just a lit nigga that got in the studio. That was it. Like lit nigga jumped in the studio. It was lit nigga. That's it. Like that's my
right,
example of it. Like can't really like you niggas gonna sit there. They gonna look at you. They gonna hear you nice and niggas. It's always that one nigga like man, you gotta go to the stew.
right,
Went to the stew. I ain't know what the fuck I was doing. I was sitting there like they still teaching me shit like. I don't know what the fuck none of that shit was. I ain't know what takes was, doubles. I ain't know how my voice was going to sound on. Feel me? Like it was just trial and error. It was just like like I said, I started making music and then we lost Sheed and it was just like just to see that reaction and I was just like I gotta like keep going, but I ain't know what to keep going and talk about. But it was just like people who knew me and shit, they was just telling me like rap about your life, like nigga, your life is what people rap about. Like so it's just
right,
like rap about your life. So I just like started incorporating things in my life and my music. Like I was trying to I try to like not talk about everything, but like it just slip up in the music, Some
right.
songs it just get you. So it's like that's literally what it was. She the motivation, he the thing behind it though.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely remember when you first started, and from how I remember it, you wasn't that confident, but now it's like time skip. You got projects out, bro. You got 14, 15,
Yeah.
17 song projects out. You got videos out. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You got songs that damn near almost could have went viral. You got a whole lot of streams, bro. So seeing that growth is like really like tremendous. Um,
Facts.
so kind of like walk me into like a little bit, kind of like 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 your motivation. Like what keeps you wanting to keep putting out music? Like where you what level are you trying
Um
to achieve?
I tell people all the time I don't make music to try to be the GOAT. I ain't trying to be top five of all time.
Mm,
I look at stuff like business. You feel me? I went to school for marketing, so like I ain't stay in school, but it's like I know enough of it, and just being not somebody who's like shy. Like I've been networking my whole life, so it's like I've seen. I started smoking in college too, but the thing about smoking, like I stopped because it's like all it does, it makes me think more than I already do, and I think a lot. But like we was high one day, and like I just thought like feel me? Like I could make this work. Like I could actually do this. I could actually be a rapper, get the money I need from it, and like basically use that money and flip it into like something else. And that was my whole thought like behind it. It was just like we watch people. I know a million people that literally sit there and watch a song come out, and literally it'd be the simplest song, and they like, I could make that song.
right.
And my thought was just like, I ain't trying to be one of them people that be like, I could have made that. I'm about to get in the studio and try to make one of them songs. You feel me? So it's just like, I ain't like I said, I wasn't trying to be like the best rapper. My motivation was I was trying to be the best rapper that my friends knew. Cause I know my friends, if y'all the biggest critics and everything, y'all the biggest critics I know. If I can make something y'all like, then I know it's probably a million other people that's gonna like it because y'all the hardest, like, y'all the biggest critics. You feel me?
Right.
So like that was my whole motivation. So when I started, I could tell like off rip. Like I said, my friends, if you know somebody for a long time or whatever, like they can't front nothing to you. So the thing was like when I started making songs or whatever, like you said, I wasn't confident at first or whatever. Off rip, when I put on a song, I could tell like the way they react or the
Mm-hmm.
way they move. So it's like over time, it got to that point where they like people was asking like, "Yo, what you just made?" Or like I post like a little snippet online, and people like send that.
Mm-hmm.
Like it didn't just start at that. It was just like my friends was my motivation. Like I'm like, yo, if I could make something that my friends like, I know it's gonna be millions of people that's gonna like this too. So it's just about getting it out there. And like I said, I fuck with the business aspect. So it's like it's all about networking, promoting, and everything. Because, like I said, if it's, for example, if you the biggest critic, like Simon Cowell was the biggest critic on American Idol, for him to like something,
Mm-hmm.
it's good. So it's like that's how I
Mm-hmm.
looked at it. Like,
So you got a unique style. I want to say it's almost like drill. Honestly, when I hear your style, not to say it reminds me of G Herbo, because it's not like you rap like G Herbo, but just that like grittiness and that realness and some of the sound kind of it almost like it can fall in the same lane. But if you have to classify your genre and your kind of hip hop, what would you say that is?
my genre, my honestly, I got the comparisons I heard. Like, it's like be like, I ain't on no crazy drill shit like Herb. But the thing is, Herb like one of my favorite artists, so it's like I could understand the little similarities and everything. I don't really go in the studio and be like, oh, I want to rap like Herb. I
Right.
feel like I just go in the studio and some songs they flow. Like just I don't really gotta put in that much effort. I just go in there and say whatever. Some songs is really like put together and I try to put it together way better because I want to be versatile. I want a variety of different music. So the thing about Herb is like you're gonna hear rap, strictly rap from Herb.
Right.
And I feel like rap is easier than making the melodic songs and everything. So that's the thing. Like honestly, the two people I listen to majority of the time is probably Herb and Uzi.
Mhm.
And I kind of try to mix those two sounds together. So it's like
I hear
I
it.
I
Hear it in
wanna
chop cheese. Chop
I
cheese. We're gonna
wanna
dive in
yeah,
all
like
that. You feel me?
I wanna basically just be that's kind of the way I would like describe it. I want it to be like her mixed with Uzi, like I want the melodies, but I want you to also be like, dude, this thing is actually talking right now, like, and that's just what it is. Like people hit me up, some people don't really listen to your songs; they just listen to the beats. So, like some
Mhm.
people hit me up about old shit I dropped, and be like, yo, I just realized what you said, and I'm like, all right, fuck it, at least you just realized, like at least you heard it, like. It's like that's just how I be trying. I want my music to be. I want you to actually listen, cause that's the thing. I want the sound to get you,
Mhm.
and then after your 30th time listening to it, like when you actually be like, what the fuck is this nigga talking about? I want you to actually realize, like, oh, he's actually saying something. Like, it's not like some bullshit. It's not like he just out here like these other rappers. So like that's my biggest thing about it.
That's definitely how I feel about some of your first stuff. But let's talk about it. No More 44. First of all, I just want to get into the first song. The first song, Active, bruh, bro, I know a lot of people that make music. I don't know a lot of people's music that got replay value. When I tell you the whole tape, these are my favorite songs first. Let me just get these out the way.
What you got, top five?
Active, Millie, No Dribble, Go Hard. I like Chopped Cheese. It's just something about it that's just a little different. And I want to say I don't know if it's foreign or it's savage, but the ones that I really like, I could not stop saying the lyrics back to back was Millie, bro. Millie.
Millie. That's
You,
everybody's shit. We about to shoot the
yo,
video.
Millie is for a week straight. Like I told her to send me a video. I gotta see if it's touched nonstop, no gas. Feel me? But give me some of the motivation behind No More 44. I know there's a little history. You don't gotta go too in deep, but you know what I'm saying.
For the people, I'll go in depth, man. No More 44. I used to say in all my songs, it used to be 44 to 305. So 44 was just basically the guys, you feel me? Like 305
Mm-hmm.
is the guys, 44 is the other guys, you feel me? So it's like when we came together, started making music together, uh, we was just trying to take off or whatever business aspect, like doing everything that was gang. But it's just like over the last year, well, last year, not even over the last year basically, starting around my birthday in June. It was basically a diss track that came out over just some miscommunication or whatever. So it was just like it threw me
Right,
off. I wasn't really worried about it. And the thing was, is like everybody pressured me into like not pressured me, but they just like kind of put the idea out there. Like I had to respond because it was like people, at the same time you got people in your ear like, man, let that shit rock. And then you got some people in your ear like, nigga, you not about to let that shit rock, bro. You
right,
gotta do something about it. So it's just like I was letting it rock and I wasn't about to respond to it. But then it's like, how can I make music and not talk about a big ass topic that everybody wants to hear me talk about?
right,
So um, it was just like, what was I gonna do? So like I kind of like tried to stay away from the studio. I was
mm-hmm.
living life like I wasn't worried about music and shit. I was living life. And then I got to the studio. We had like a 10-hour session. And the funniest thing about the 10-hour session, I did all those songs in that session. So the whole tape, the
That's
whole
crazy.
tape, the whole
That's
tape is all
crazy.
those songs and what is it? The whole tape is all those songs and then like some little freestyle, the ADF freestyle that's on my YouTube shit. So I did all of those and then like after that we had them songs. So we had those songs for a minute and like the biggest thing was everybody was like, what you gonna name it? And I'm like, I don't know what to name it. Like, cause like I had an idea. I was just like, I'm gonna name it Silver City 305.
Mm-hmm.
And they was just like, nah, wait for that. You don't give them all the Silver Cities back to back. So I was just like, all right. So I didn't know what to name it. So I was just like, all right.
Mm-hmm.
And then somebody was just like, I think somebody had said No More 44 or whatever. And I was just like, fuck it, that shit stick. Like it worked. And they was just like,
It's
but
hard,
they had
bro.
they had said it as a joke though. That was the crazy thing.
Right.
They said it as a joke, like, and I was just like, all right. And they was just like, nah, you ain't about to name it that. And I'm like, yeah, name it that. Like, for me, so it's just like that was the biggest thing about it. Like, had to separate the brand, had to separate the 305 from the 44. That was the biggest thing about the tape. And basically respond to certain shots without getting too personal and stooping to the same level that the other
Right.
person did.
Right. Right. So definitely, like I told you before, this has got to be your hardest body of work. I want to also encourage anybody who's tapping into this to really go through T5 Hudson's body of work because it all goes hard. And I think when I listened to this, it made me appreciate some of the stuff you had in the past because it's like now it's like I'm going back and I'm listening to what you're saying and I'm like, yo, you're rapping. You're not singing or trying to get away with a melody. Not that you can't do that. You feel me? Because you versatile, especially when we listen to Chop Cheese. You feel me? Like we see like the versatility, but it makes me really see like yo, you really rapping. And now when it comes to this project, this is your hardest project. Maybe because feel like the rebrand kind of hits home for you. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But it,
yeah.
it it goes hard. Definitely the title, if like people knew what that was, definitely strikes off the rip. You know what I'm saying? 44 to 305. If people do know, it's just a group of homies that's been tight for years. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? But you feel me? There's no hate. You know what I'm saying? It's all love and growth. It's just showing maturity. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard, but definitely talk to me about Chop Cheese. You know what I'm saying? You dropped the video. You know what I mean? So what motivated that? Because that's mad New York, bro. That's
Chopped
bad New York.
cheese. So the thing about chopped cheese, like everybody was like, it was crazy because everybody was talking about chopped cheeses for some reason. And I was just like, but I knew. So like the thing was, I knew for the tape, I was like looking for beats, finding beats and everything. But I knew it was like a sound. Like I said, I want to mix like the herb with the Uzi. So like the ooze, like I got a lot of the them drill type beats, but I was just like, I
Right.
need to fuck them up with some shit from left field. So I was looking up, I found this one beat, and I'm like that could work. And I was just like, I'm thinking, and I'm like, the thing about me is like a lot of people don't know where I'm from. Like they listen to my music and shit, like or they watch the videos and they be like, you don't sound like you from New York, like you don't
Right.
sound like. So I was just like, all right, let me be New York on this or whatever. And I was just thinking like, what's the most New York shit I could think of? And it was just like chopped cheese, and it was just like chopped cheese on a late night. That's life. And then it was just like been a minute since he chopped up, and it was just like other than that, I just kept it going like. But I knew, like I said, all my songs, it's like I'm talking about shit. So it's just like I just knew it had to be like relatable and like different. That was the biggest thing. Like it was just like different. When people hear it, they not expecting like
Right.
that sound. Or like they not expecting. The thing about it, when you hear your friends from like I said, we not street niggas. We hood niggas, but we not street niggas. But it's like we know street niggas. So it's like the thing about it when I make music, the type of sound and the type of sound that's expected from everybody is like when you finally give them the product. Like if I tell everybody I'm going to the studio, they're already expecting something.
Right.
They expecting us that drill shit. They expecting that. So it's like when you hit them with a song like that, it's just like everybody be like, I fuck with it, like, cause it's
Mm-hmm.
different. It's not some shit that they expecting you to make. So that was my whole biggest thing. Like I try to have a song like that on every tape just cause I know everybody's expecting straight drill song after drill song.
Right. Right.
So
So tell the people, you know what I'm saying? Kind of like what you got coming down the pipeline. Just before that, clearly, like you know what it is. Even though obviously you grown as an artist, when it comes to digital, our whole goal is to put a spotlight on, like the upcoming talent. There's a lot of upcoming talent that gets slept on. So we trying to really try our best to try to like push these people in their projects when it comes to making the music and the business side. We try to give little cash like rewards, motivate the artist to keep going. So, what are just some of the things you got coming down the pipeline? And clearly you was talking about the business. If you do have any business goals that you have for yourself that you don't mind sharing.
uh so business goes as far as like every like I said, it was a lot of confusion that went into not I would say before last year, but like 2 years ago. But like the biggest thing about me is this I've been trying to be efficient with my music. So the thing was like I was meeting with managers and everything, labels, getting contracts and everything, just going over them. So that was my biggest thing. That was the biggest confusion with the people around me. Because it's like when you start seeing them numbers and everything, when you start having meetings with like labels and meetings with managers and everything, it's not so much different for you, because like it's not like you're not really count. I don't count my chickens before they hatch.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. It's like I'm seeing things for what it is. Like that's what comes with this life. So it's not really like surprising to me, but people who's not really in that life are doing exactly what you're doing. That's big for them. So it's like things that wasn't really big for me was big for a lot of people, and I just wasn't sharing everything with them. So like the business aspect is just like moving forward is like because of COVID, we can't really do shows no more. But it's like just doing that. Like I think that's the next few steps. Like performing again because it's like this is a nice little tape, so it's like it got to be heard.
Right.
Um, the shows, traveling for shows, that's automatic. That's really what's up next. Not really into like I ain't really trying to sign no more at the moment,
Mhm.
but it's still a possibility, but that's not the focus no more.
Right.
Like kind of some of those meetings is like, because they really be trying to hold you. Like, but other than that,
Definitely, I know what you're talking
um,
about.
yeah, other than that, it's just the putting the money behind the music and being efficient with it. And that's the thing. We had videos coming up. We got this one video that's about to drop on World Star. Should be by the end of this week, next week definitely. That was the Earned It song. That's about that video was done March. We got some other video. We gonna shoot the Millie video in like Albany. Go out there, link with the guys out there. It's gonna be a nice little video shoot. Um, and basically we shooting the Savage video in Vegas in June next month. So we got a lot of things coming up. It's just we just trying to be more efficient with it. I got a little EP that's gonna drop next month. It's gonna be called Gemini. So it's basically gonna have a couple songs just so people could know, like, yeah, I'm still making music, but go listen to No More 44. And we just gonna keep on pushing that No More 44 narrative because it's like it's a war, you know. People may have won the battle, but I'm gonna win the war. You know,
Right.
I'm King Petty. I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna move forward with it. Like real shit, bro. I'm King Petty. Like I just feel like I gotta move forward with it. I gotta let niggas know, like, cause like I said, bro, I feel like I was doing a lot for the brand. I was doing a lot, and it wasn't like I wasn't looking at it like a brand. That was the team. That was my lifestyle.
Right.
So like, for me, so the thing is, moving forward with business is like I gotta make it known so that way everybody moving forward. Cause like I said, I have like you know too. I have songs. I have videos. I have people gonna look back and start to once people really understand what the No More 44 thing mean and like how it used to be 44 to 305, now it's only 305.
Mm-hmm.
When they start to do their research and everything, and then they're gonna see like, oh, these people used to be in the video, or he used to shout these people out, yada yada. That's the biggest thing I want people to understand. So it's like I gotta move forward and make it known. You feel me? Because there's
Right.
still people that come up to me like, yo, what's good, bro? For no, they be like 44 to 305, and I'm like, nah, bro, it's no more 44. Like I gotta get it through people's head, like you know.
Right.
And even Dolph is like 20, 21K. Like people
Hard.
seeing people
Hard.
seeing Dolph, and they hear the 44 to 305 and Dolph, and it's like that shit hurt me because it's like you know that's my shit. So it's like
Trending
I
on
can't,
digital, by the way. I
yeah, I
think
can't.
that's the fourth most popular song on the platform, bro.
Yeah, I can't really be on some shit like I know it's like I just gotta move forward, but it's like I don't really get mad at it because it's like
Right.
at the end of the day, that was my lifestyle, that was gang. You feel me? I can't get mad at the fan, but it's just like I'm just trying to make people know, like
Mm-hmm.
moving forward. So that's like the business aspects and shit. And like I said, I'm trying to just do way more shit with the music, collabs and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing. I want to do a lot more features and shit this year. And the hoodies, I got a feature with them, but those was
Mm-hmm.
cool people. I ain't gonna lie, those are cool people.
Well, yeah, definitely. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited. You know what I mean? Even though I know you personally, I think I really became a fan for real when I started hearing the growth. And I was just like, the music has a lot of replay value. So, we just hoping to shine a light on that. You know what I'm saying? Just being one of the staircases that you climb to reach that peak that you're about to get to, bro. So, you
Facts.
know,
I definitely appreciate y'all.
yeah, man. Keep doing what you're doing. I appreciate it, bro. This was fantastic. I can't wait for people to dive in and
And shout out
I
to the
mean,
other contestants too, man. I see
word.
JK going crazy. See JK going crazy, man.
Yeah. All right. So that's it, y'all. We wrapping it up. This was Mosa T5 Hudson. Tapping with him.
Facts.
No More 44 streaming on all platforms, including digital. So tap in, y'all.
All right.